friends, and welcome to the 68th episode of the Intermission Show at SLO REP. We hope that everyone out there had a safe, warm, socially distanced Thanksgiving holiday. It is Friday, December 4th, 2020, and we have an absolutely Yule celebrating, vaccine locating, face covering advocating show for you today. Like every single thing we do here at SLO REP, this show would not be possible without the support of some extremely generous folks who've been tuning in 2 or 3 times a week since we started the show back in April. It's almost Christmas time, Billy!
Humbug!
And you know what that means. Check it out!
Oh, it's Christmas in the playhouse, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas,
It's my favorite time of year.
It is time for our sponsor spotlight. Today's episode of the Intermission Show has been generously sponsored by everyone's favorite arts advocate, humankind supporter, and one of the best friends this organization has ever had, Barbara Jo Osborne. Thank you so much, Barbara Jo, for your incredibly humbling support of this theater over the years, and especially during this challenging time when our doors are closed. You have made every single person here at the Intermission Show feel more optimistic about the future than this dog shredding on a scooter.
if I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me?
Barbara Jo has been a sponsor of several of our ACT productions over the years and also an advertiser in our playbills. Remember these? Playbills. For plays. Barbara Jo is also a host sponsor of the Intermission Show, and just recently she donated more than $3,000 to help fund our diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives that we outlined in early September. Her dedication to both the theater and to equity in our community and beyond is astounding. Barbara Jo's recent donation was specifically earmarked to help fund these important steps forward, which will allow SLO REP to begin making lasting changes with... Alright, this is a little strange. Pretty sure this phone isn't actually hooked up to anything.
Is it a ghost?
Come on, Billy, you have played Scrooge about 1,000 times. You know very well that ghosts never show up until after midnight on Christmas Eve.
Good point, Kevin.
Rise up, Billy Breed. Let me just see who's on the other end of this non-existent line. Hello. Yep, this is Kevin Dale Harris, and no, I am not interested in an online gift exchange. I don't care how many presents you say will magically show up on my... What? Oh, hello! How are you?
Who is it, Kevin?
It's Barbara Jo Osborne. Just let's put a pipe in it. Hi, Barbara Jo. What can I do for you? Yes, all right. Here, let me just write this, righto. Yes, siree. Yeah, I got it. Oh my. Got it. Yes. I think I got it. I will read it right now. Thank you so much, Barbara Jo. Billy, that was Barbara Jo, and she was just watching the show and saw that we were talking about her generous gift to our DEI efforts.
Well, that's impossible, Kevin. This show isn't broadcast live.
Be that as it may, sir. Barbara Jo wanted to make sure that we give this message to everyone out there who might be watching. All right, here goes. Kevin, cue the important music now, please. All right, wake up. Pay attention. Instead of thinking we're stuck in this mess for 6 more months, just flip it. We only have 6 more months left. What can we do with this time? What can we do with this opportunity? Be in this moment. What does this moment hold? We're in something special here. Be in it. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Oh, Billy, this next part, this is to us. What you were doing and what you have budgeted for diversity in education is a great start, but it is not enough. This is important to me. I want to give you more. I want everyone to give you more and to help you do more of what you are doing. Ha! Can't argue with that. Thank you so much, Barbara Jo, for reaching out with that hopeful message for our viewers. As many of you know out there, SLO REP recently sent out our annual holiday appeal to thousands of patrons. It looks just like this, and it has a pre-addressed return envelope included. Now, we have already received so many generous gifts from many of you, but we still have a long way to go before we can be sure that we can come back stronger than ever when this crisis is finally behind us. Here are a couple of staff members to help explain how much your holiday donation means to our theater.
Hi everybody, I'm Patty Thayer. I'm the Communications and Development Director here at SLO REP. And here I am, sitting in an empty theater. I know. What can you do? I love live theater. Always have, always will. Can't help it. I feel incredibly lucky to be a part of this very special place. And I hope you do too, because you're the reason we're here. You're the reason we exist, and we so appreciate your support of this theater in downtown San Luis Obispo. And I know, right now, the stage is dark, there's no shows, you can't buy a ticket, you can't come see a Christmas Story, it's pretty crappy. But we will be back. Thank you for supporting this theater now while we're dark, so that we'll be here when it's safe to be here again. We'll gather together soon. Here's to 2021. Thank you for supporting the theater you love now. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you very, very soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Susie Newman. I'm an actor and a director, obviously unemployed on that front right now, and I am also the Capital Campaign Coordinator for SLO REP. Our Capital Campaign is raising money to build a brand new theater in downtown San Luis Obispo, right across the street from the Children's Museum, and that'll happen in the not too distant future. And I'm really happy and really excited that I get to be a part of that project. And also, I'm obviously very lucky and grateful to be a person in theater that still has a job right now. I have, like many other people, have had some rough times over the last several months, just grieving all the things that we've had to cancel, and missing my friends and worrying about my friends and my colleagues in this industry, worrying about the theater industry, and adjusting my brain to not doing the thing that it's built to do. But that's what we learn in theater. We learn to adapt and to be resilient. But it truly would not have been as easy as it was if it wasn't for you. So I want to say thank you, a sincere thank you. Thank you to all of the artists and the supporters who sent in videos for the Intermission show. Thank you for sending checks and donating money online. You have been amazingly generous. And thank you for the emails and the phone calls just to let us know that you're thinking of us. I miss you. I'm sitting in the theater lobby, and a theater lobby does not make any sense without people and voices and laughter and excitement. I miss you. I love you. You are the heart and soul of this theater, and I look forward to seeing you in our lobby very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Barbara Jo, Susie, and Patty for helping our viewers understand just how much these donations mean to us during this challenging time. If you did not receive a letter in the mail, just shoot Patty Thayer an email or visit slorep.org to make a secure online donation for the future of this company. We cannot thank you enough. We're going to open up the SLO REP vault to look back on one of our favorite comedies of all time, 2019's BLITHE SPIRIT. Today's From the Archives segment has been generously sponsored by Dan Engler of Dan's Landscaping in honor of Catherine and Richard Luckett. Thank you so much, Dan, for reaching out and for honoring the Lucketts. And yes, sir, Bob, it is our favorite day of the week. It is Friday! Which means that KERRY DIMAGGio will be magically beamed into the show to introduce some remarkable young artists who have submitted videos for this week and to give out next week's ACT Spotlight assignment. This week and next week's ACT Spotlight segment has been generously sponsored by Teresa Thieler. Thank you so much, Teresa, for helping to keep arts education alive and kicking during this challenging time. And finally, we will turn the SLO REP spotlight toward another amazing BIPOC playwright as we discuss TANYA Saracho's 2016 play, Fade. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy that you're here. All right, campers, we have a jam-packed show, so let's hop right to it. It is time to open up the SLO REP vault to look back on one of our favorite productions, 2019's BLITHE SPIRIT. Let's open up a mysterious portal to the other side and start from the archives.
Everything went wrong, and the whole day long I'd feel so blue. For the longest while I'd forget to smile, then I met you. Now that my blue days have passed, now that I've found you at last, I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true always. When the things you planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always, but when I'll be there always, not for just an hour.
Thank you so much to the cast, crew, and artistic team of BLITHE SPIRIT. We miss all of you so much and can't wait to welcome you back to 888 Morrow Street in person very soon. All right, everybody, it is our favorite day of the week. It is!
Oh yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care, oh yeah, throw your neighborhood.
Which means it's time to beam KERRY DIMAGGio into the building, Kazam style, to introduce some remarkable young artists who have submitted their work for this week's assignment. It is time for our ACT Spotlight.
Hello everyone, it's me. I am so glad to be back here with you for another ACT Spotlight. As I am sitting in the rehearsal room here recording this video, Kevin and Catherine are in the theater with the last of our advanced acting class students working to record the monologues that were the final project for their class. When the class ended a couple of weeks ago, we had just landed ourselves back in the purple tier for COVID, and we had to make a last-minute shift from the students presenting their work live to recording it for the camera. And as usual, these students handled the change with poise and confidence, and they have put out some really wonderful work. Here are Charlie, Nolly, Lindsay, Charlotte, Mary-Kate, and Alex, each with a short clip of their monologues.
And then we found we could be such good friends, helping each other, and you wanted it to stay just like that always, didn't you? And I had to spoil it all and fall in love with you. Oh, it was stupid. I couldn't help it. You were so kind and different and everything.
I visualize a lot. I'm pretty much always visualizing during warm-ups, at night when I can't sleep, when I practice the cello sometimes even, but it doesn't feel so scary right now, I guess. Or maybe I think we're gonna forfeit. So just it hasn't hit me yet. So, how are you guys?
Your English society seems to me shallow, selfish, foolish. It has blinded its eyes and stopped its ears. It lies like a leper in purple. It sits like a dead thing smeared in gold. It is all wrong.
I could do without my war horse. I could drag about in a skirt. I could let the banners and the trumpets and the knights and soldiers pass me and leave me behind as they leave all the other women. If only I could still hear the wind in the trees, the larks in the sunshine, the young lambs crying through the healthy frost, and the blessed church bells. And my angel voices floating to me. But without these things I cannot live, and by your willingness to take them from me, or from any human creature, know your counsels of the devil, and that mine is of God.
Now I know how to deal with you! What a fool I was not to think of it before! You can't take away the knowledge you gave me. You said I had a finer ear than you, and I could be civil and kind to people, which is more than you can. It's done you Henry Higgins, it has! No, I don't care that for your bullying and your big talk. I'll advertise it in the papers that your duchess is nothing but a flower girl that you talked, and she'll teach anybody to be a duchess in just the same 6 months for 1,000 guineas. A C? A C? I got a C on my Coathanger sculpture? How could anyone get a C in Coathanger sculpture? May I ask a question? Was I judged on the piece of sculpture itself? If so, isn't that true that time alone can judge a work of art? Or was I judged on my talent? If so, is it fair that I be judged on a part of my life over which I have no control? Perhaps I was being judged on the quality of Coathanger itself out of which my creation was made. Now, is this not also unfair? Am I to be judged by the quality of coat hangers that are used by the dry cleaning establishment that returns our garments? Is this not the responsibility of my parents? Should they not share my C?
Truly wonderful work, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation in this class. It was a pleasure to work with all of these students. Okay, folks, we do not have an ACT Spotlight assignment this week, but never fear. A little elf has told me that a group of ACT students is hard at work putting together a video reading of the very special holiday classic, The Polar Express. So we'll be back next week to share that with you all. Until then, have a great week. Bye.
All right, it is time to highlight some essential BIPOC voices in theater. Today's featured artist is award-winning playwright Tanya Saracho. Tanya Saracho was born in Mexico and spent her life in Reynosa, Mexico, and McAllen, Texas. After college, she moved to Chicago, where she founded Teatro Luna, Chicago's all-Latina theater. She has a wide range of plays, including Our Lady of the Underpass and El Nogalar, a retelling of Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard, set in Mexico. But today, we are going to discuss her 2016 play, Fade. Fade premiered at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts and tells the story of Lucia, a Mexican-born novelist who, when she gets her first TV writing job, feels a bit out of place on the white-dominated set. Lucia quickly becomes friends with the only other Latino around, a janitor named Abel. As Abel begins to share his own personal stories, similar plots begin to find their way into the TV scripts that she writes. Fade is a play about class and race within the Latinx community as well as at large, and how status does not change who you are at your core. We encourage all of our patrons and supporters to get to know this powerful play. You can find the script at the link in the description. That'll wrap up today's episode of the Intermission Show at SLO REP. Thank you so much To Barbara Jo Osborne for your generous support of this theater and for challenging our viewers to do the same. You have made every single person here at the Intermission Show feel more powerful than Lita Powell Drake, the worst celebrity interviewer of all time.
Let's let her rip this morning. You got to work with Richard Burton in The Tempest.
Yes, I did.
And now he's dead. You've done some brilliant pictures, you've done some stinkers.
Really?
Do you have any regrets about not going into the series for MASH?
No.
No? They've all made a fortune, Elliot. You don't consider yourself a great actor, do you?
And as always, thank you to our medical personnel, essential workers, county and city officials, and everyone who is working around the clock to bring this crisis to an end as soon as possible. We cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We have a couple more shows for you before we put this nightmare of a year to bed, and then we'll be taking a week off for Christmas. So please, hug who you are allowed to hug, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Wear your masks.